All right, guys, here's my take on T4G 2018. 5 things I thought went brilliantly. The first is the flow. So the overall just like flow of the conference, which might not be like an obvious thing to some people, but I thought was very noticeable. It went really smoothly. So caveat, I've only been to 2012 and 2014. In 2016, Nora was born, and so I wasn't there. But man, just it was so noticeable that it was thought through. Even the singing flowing into the speaking, flowing into the panels, the breakout discussions, all those things were very well thought out, very well done, and I thought added to the overall benefit of the conference. Second thing, I have notes because I want to be organized. The second thing was the content, and so I thought it was a really brave and interesting move to say, hey, we're going to focus on holiness, because really the conversation, and I feel like maybe the tension and the way I'll phrase it is between license and law. Maybe that's fair. I don't know, someone in the comments I'm sure will critique me and correct me, which you're probably right. But anyways, that tension that we sometimes feel between those two things, I thought it was brilliant to have really Matt Chandler come in and say, hey, like, obedience to God requires holiness. Like, there is this point where God is holy, and because he's holy, we're called to be holy, not because it earns us salvation, but rather it's a response to us being saved. And then at the same time to have other talks that were really engaging grace, to understand grace in the right way. And I just thought it was so well thought through, so well nuanced. I was just blown away by it. 3, the attendance. So I want to say it was 12,000 people, maybe it was 10,000, but overall, it was like 3/4 of the Yum Center, floor to nosebleeds, packed. And I was really encouraged by that. Like, just to see that many people come from all over the world to gather about these things that we take very seriously, man, I was really encouraged by it. I think everyone that was in attendance was. And that really flows into point number 4 for me. So I want to say it was 2,000 out of the 12,000 or out of the 10,000. Anyways, there was a lot of women there this year, which was something I noticed not having been at 2016, but definitely compared to 14 and 12, like the female representation was awesome. And here's why I think it's encouraging, because as complementarians, there's this point in which we say, if we truly believe that men and women are both equal in value and worth before the Lord, like, I think the sharper and more brilliant our women are, that only helps the cause, right? Like, their perspective and the gifts that they've been given by God to think through things in the way that men aren't naturally prone to thinking is just really helpful. And so to see them sharpening their souls right there alongside men, and I think a lot of what I saw was families, was just so encouraging, and I was really blown away by. 5th was this: no one ran from the hard issues. And so kind of the elephant in the room in our realm of the faith has been race. And so really, the opening night, David Platt launches headlong into addressing the race issue. And then if you were watching the T4G app that night, it turned into a dumpster fire on the activity feed where there was just like mind-blowing comments being made. And what I loved is that the leaders of the conference said, no, we're not gonna play that game. And so I believe it was Talbidi and Ligon both addressed that in their plenary sessions the following days. And what was amazing about that is they said, really, when it comes to Jesus, there is no tolerance for racism, even the small things in our heart that might not be, donning the hood of the Klan, but even the small racist leanings of our hearts, like that's not going to be tolerated, because Jesus didn't tolerate it when it came to whether it's Jews and Gentiles or Samaritans. Like, there's no toleration for those things within the kingdom. And so I just thought it was super challenging to come in and say, hey, listen, guys, we need to think seriously and sober-mindedly about these things, and in a way where we don't react out of defensiveness, but turn and look in the mirror and say, hey, is this really an area where I struggle? And chances are there is. And so overall, I thought it was great. I'm super excited about where we're going in 2020 with the T4G rolling back around and seeing where we go from here. I think there will be much fruit for the kingdom, just even off this last year, as other years have provided. So to God be the glory for all that he has done. I'm still standing here amazed at what the Lord did in just those few days, and I'm thankful for it. Hey, if you like this video, like, comment down below with your thoughts, or subscribe. I would love that. And really just tell me what the things that you thought were encouraging to you about the conference were. See you guys in the next one.